Now available in paperback and e-readers. Isis, Bride of Dracula. Goddess Next Door and John Haynes team up to take on the Dark Vampire Lord in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Bride of Dracula in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. A couple of weeks ago, I got a comment on my video, Halle Berry's Christmas present to Negro men, on Facebook that was quite disturbing. Because right after I posted the link to this video, Halle Berry's Christmas present to Negro men, one of these Afro-American Negro females who was one of my Facebook friends decided she was going to get upset about it. And as she got upset about it, she decided to post several statements like saying Halle Berry is a grown woman, and because she's a grown woman, she can do whatever she wants. And she also posted that Halle Berry is established and she can do whatever she wants. Now, when I look at Halle Berry, I don't think she can do whatever she wants. And the reason why I don't think she can do whatever she wants is because I think about that old African proverb. And the old African proverb states that a race can rise no higher than the moral position of its women. And as the woman goes, so goes the race. So we look at Halle Berry, who is a 51-year-old mother of two. And you have this 51-year-old mother of two on Instagram in her lingerie talking about she's going to lie like this under the tree and pretend that she's the gift. Think about that from a moral perspective. You have this 51-year-old mother of two, a woman who is a mother. And a mother is a teacher of culture. She is teaching culture to her two children, her son, Maseo, and her daughter, Nala. And the culture she is teaching both of those children by participating in a photograph like this is that they do not have to respect her. That's what she's doing by making a photograph like this and posting it on Instagram. This is what her behavior, again, is no different than that of a 20-something hood rat in the ghetto who decides to make these type of photos and post them for attention. And that's what's really embarrassing about Halle Berry. You have a 51-year-old woman who is acting no different than your 21-year-old hood rat or your 18-year-old hood rat. And it goes back to what David Carroll was saying in his Corporate American Hood Rat private video series, that there is no difference between a ghetto hood rat, a college-educated black woman, or, in this case, an Academy Award winning actress. Absolutely no difference between the three and the three's moral position. And to see one of our so-called Hollywood leading ladies acting in the same way that a hood rat would act, that's what's embarrassing. And what's even more embarrassing is that this female is going to go and stick up for Halle Berry and go in defense of Halle Berry, thinking all because she has some money, she can do whatever she wants. No, you can't do whatever you want when you have children and you are teaching values to your children. Because what type of values do you teach to your children when you go up here on Instagram and participate in this Instagram auction, selling your rear end for the least amount of attention, some thumbs up and some likes? What does that say about you? It says that you have no intangibles of womanhood, you have no moral position, you have no character as a woman, and you have no integrity as a woman. That's what that photo on Instagram tells everyone about your Halle Berry. But this black female decides, she says, oh, because she's established and has money, she can do whatever she wants. No, women who understand what a moral position is understand they can't do whatever they want because they have to set an example for the next generation so that they have a direction to go in and set a new course for the race. They understand that as they go and as they behave and the behavior they participate in, that sets the tone and the direction for the direction of the race. And as it relates to the black race, when you have women like Halle Berry posing on Instagram like this, what that's saying is that the race of the black race is going in a direction that's downhill. That's the direction that the black race is going in, and that's all due to the low moral position of a woman like Halle Berry, who was willing to compromise her morals to star in Lee Daniels' Monsters Ball, a film that literally set a direction that started the decline of the black race, because Monsters Ball is the film that ushered in the era of debauchery we're in right now. Because once Halle Berry got that Oscar from those white supremacists at the Oscars, that enabled all these other black women to see being immoral as something, as a social norm, and participating in these behaviors became mainstream. That's when we saw the ushering in of all of these black women talking about being hypersexualized and being hypersexual. That's when we saw black females doing things and getting more and more raunchy and more debaucherous. And that's what ushered in the age of the twerkers, the age of the booty models. All of that was Halle Berry's legacy. And she continues to further tarnish her legacy in her older age and promote these immoral ideas to black women as social norms. But some of these black females out here don't see how these ideas and things that she presents are to their detriment. They're thinking they can do whatever they want because they believe the dogmas that were promoted to them by these white liberals and these white feminists. But what they don't understand is no man wants a woman with no moral position, because a woman with no moral position cannot teach his children a functional culture. That's why kids who listen to people like Halle Berry are extremely dysfunctional. I believe Halle Berry's kids are pretty much dysfunctional, because if your mom is doing stuff like this, what type of message and what type of model for behavior is she showing those kids? And again, it goes back to that moral position that as she goes, so goes the race. And when you have women like Halle Berry thinking they can do whatever they want and not be responsible for anyone else, they are sending your race into oblivion, because she's sitting there thinking she can do whatever she wants and thinking that getting attention, any attention from a man, is good attention, when this type of attention that she's trying to get really lowers her value and shows how little self esteem and how little self worth she actually has. This is what most people, especially a lot of these Negro women, don't understand about your Halle Berry, and they really don't understand this old African proverb as it relates to the black community and how it relates to the black community's direction. Because if your women don't have a moral position where they sit there and say, we have a standard for things, we have a standard for behavior, and that a 51-year-old woman would have enough of a moral standard to say to herself, look, I should not be on here taking lingerie photos because I have a daughter and a son who may see those photos, and if they see those photos, they may not see me as a leader with a moral position. They may not see somebody with values, and they may not see a role model that can help me understand how to carry myself and navigate the world as an adult. When they see me participating in immature behavior, they think being immature is okay too. And this is what Halle Berry doesn't understand about the moral position of women. And that's what the woman on Facebook didn't understand about the moral position of a woman. A 51-year-old woman should be setting an example and establishing a standard for all of the younger women to see, and establishing a standard for them to follow. Because a woman with a moral position, that's what she's going to do. She's going to say, I'm a 51-year-old woman, and I need to put away childish things and act like a woman. This is something your Halle Berry doesn't understand, and it's really embarrassing to see a 51-year-old woman out here acting like an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old, and it's really embarrassing to see another grown woman trying to make excuses for the irresponsible, reckless, and egregious behaviors of another woman in the hopes that she can get a pass for her own irresponsible, reckless, and egregious behaviors. Now, when that female posted that comment on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, Instead of, after I made one or two responses to it and I saw that she was looking to argue, all I did was unfriend this female and then call it a day. Because when it comes down to females like this, the only thing you can do in many cases is leave them to keep hitting that same wall, and because they don't want to listen, they don't want to pay attention, because they don't understand how that old African proverb relates to them and the stalled direction that their lives are in. When I look at Halle Berry, I look at a sad, pathetic woman who is desperately looking to get attention. And the reason why she's looking to get attention is because she has low self esteem, low self worth, and she does not value herself as a woman to be the type of woman who would sit there and try to be an effective teacher of culture to her children and present a high moral position to those children so they can understand how a woman behaves and how to grow up to see a woman in a positive light. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct titles, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.